Hello guys, today in this video we will learn how to make a drop down menu using HTML and CSS only. So this is what we will be learning today. So let's move to the code. Here if you see, I just have called the banner image and I have some CSS done to the banner image and the basic CSS to the body, that is margin and padding 0. So this is what it looks like right now. Now let's build a header for this page. So let's start with making the header. So we say header, and the first div in the header we need is for our logo. So let's say logo and write logo over here, and on the right will be our navigation bar. So let's say ul li and we use an anchor tag here. So let's say home and copy this multiple times. This will be about, let this be services, let this one be blogs, and our last one can be contact. All right. Now we want a submenu for our services menu. So what you will do is inside of the li, you will make another menu that you can also use a div or you can also use ul directly. It's up to you how you want to keep your HTML structure. So let's say li, and here it will be an anchor tag, and here let's say I provide web design services, web development services, some SEO services, and some, let's say, content writing services. Okay, so this is our basic structure. And inside of SEO, we have one more menu. So let's do the same thing that we did on the top for our services menu. You just say UL again. Let's say LI, A. And here, let's say on page SEO. This one will be off page. And the last one, let's call this others for now. And we save this. Okay, now let's give classes to this. For this li, let's say has children. So this one has a child, right? So we can call this as a drop down menu. And let's give the same class name to our drop down menu under SEO as well. And let's call this as drop down menu level 1, and this will be our level 2 menu. Okay, so we'll give this a class of level 2 and we save it. Okay, so this will be our basic structure for our drop down menus. And now let's refresh and see. So this is how it looks like right now. Okay, so now we have to make this look like a nav bar. So let's start doing some CSS. So here, to our header, let's give it a display of flex, align items of center, and justify content of space between, so that you all can see the CSS. This is space between. Okay, and let's give this some padding. From top and bottom, let it just be 0. And from the sides, let's give it maybe 20 or 30 pixels. Sorry, 30 pixels. And we just copy all of this and we paste it in our CSS file over here. Okay, so we refresh. Now the next thing we'll be giving some CSS to will be our navigation, our UL inside our navigation bar. Okay, so let's take this nav and the UL that is just its child. Okay, for this, let's copy and let's give this a display of flex, line items of center, and justify content of center as well. So if you see right now, you have home, you have about, and on the service thing, you see that you can see the drop down alongside it, right? And then you have the blocks, and then you have the contact. Okay, I think we made a mistake here. No, okay, it's all right. So this is the sub menu and this one is a part of this menu. So that is the reason it looks like that. So we copy this and we paste it in our CSS file. Now, I know this looks a lot cluttered right now, but we'll fix it in some times. So don't worry. So here we take the UL and let's give some style to our LI. This will be for all the all the LIs. So let's just remove this. Let's say list style to be none. Okay, to remove that dot that is there. And to the A, let's give it a text decoration of none. And let's give it a color of black. Okay, so we again copy all of this and paste it in our CSS file over here. Okay, we refresh now. I'm sorry. So now the next thing that we'll be doing is let's make this look better. So for that, just take a hold of this class, that is drop down menu, because you have applied this to both the submenus, right? So just make it a position of absolute. Okay, so that you see they all drop down, and we just copy this and paste it in our CSS file. Okay, so now let's just give some color to our header here. So let's copy the color from this file over here. Okay, so here is the color and our header. Let's give it a background color of this, and let's make our anchor tags a little bit larger so that they are more visible, 18 pixels. And now if you refresh, you can see this, right? Now the direct UL that you got, just take hold of it, and to the A's, just give some padding, 20 pixels, so that they look a bit separate from each other and then they are visually appealing. Okay, so we just paste that over here. Now our next task is to make our submenus or the drop down work. So what we'll do is let's just hide this submenu for now so that we don't have confusion. So let's make it a display of none, and we refresh. So now we only have to work with one menu. Okay, so this is more clear to you guys. So what we will do now is to the has children, let's give it a position of relative. Okay, because this is a position absolute, we give this a position of relative so that this is the child of the parent, right? Of this is the child of has children, so that it is relative to its parent and it does not fly here and there on the page. So that is the reason we give it a position of relative. So let's copy this and paste it here. Now the next thing here is UL. By default the browser applies some padding to it, so let's give it a padding of 0 so that we get that more space. And once we are done with this, let's give this a width of 200 pixels or a little bit less. Okay, 150 pixels is fine. And if you don't understand what's going on, then you just give background color to the particular div and you will understand what is going on in the back. Okay, so we just give it a background color of maybe black. So just copy this and let's paste it. We already have it here. Okay, so make sure you don't double time paste it. So just paste, like replace it with that. Okay, so this is our menu. There's our sub menu here. Okay, and let's change its color to this particular color that we have here. We can just copy it from the file here itself. copy this and paste it here. So now if you refresh, you see that the color is there. Okay, now what you want to do is you just don't want it to look like this, right? You want it to appear when somebody hovers on this and then disappear when somebody takes their mouse off it, right? So to the has children, what we will do here is we will give a hover to our has children, okay? And on hover of this li over here, okay, we want this menu to be seen. So we just take hold of this menu and we say display block to this, but normally it will be display none. Okay, so when you hover this, you'll be able to see this menu, and when you take off your mouse, it will go away. Okay, so I hope this is the main thing that you have to understand in this. This is how the drop down menu is working. So what is happening is by default, the menu is display none, but on hover of its parent, that is, if we hover on this, then this menu becomes display block. So if you come here and you click on hover, and if you come to this and you see, then there is this hover being applied to this one. Okay, so on hover of this, you are giving style to its sub menu. Okay, that is the reason it is showing up. So if we refresh now, then we should be good to go, right? If we take off, it is gone, and if we keep it again, it comes back. So if you understood this so far, I would suggest pause the video and try to make the submenu for SEO by yourself, and you will understand that did you actually understand it or not. And if not, then just like go 2 minutes back and watch it again, like what exactly is the logic behind this. So it will be clear. It is very simple. It is nothing difficult. Okay. So here, now we have this li which also has a child. Okay. So let's give this a class of has children 2, which means it's in the level 2. Okay. So we refresh. Now we will be able to see the class over here. This is for our SEO. So let's keep this hover on so that you can see what's happening. Now what we'll be doing is on the hover of this has to become display block, right? Let's say display block. Now, if you hover this, you'll be able to see that is display block and display none, right? When I take off the mouse. But here the problem is it just comes below this, right? So it's nothing to worry about. The only thing that you have to do there is do some CSS and you'll be good to go. Okay, so let's just copy the CSS that we just did on the hover. This has to be display block. Okay, so let's just paste this down here and let's do some CSS. Do not do CSS after hovering. Okay, make sure you do the CSS before it. I mean, just don't use this thing while doing your CSS. Okay, because sometimes if there's a difference, then when somebody is hovering, there is a weird kind of jump in your navigation menu and it causes a lot of problem and it looks very unprofessional. So let's do some CSS to this. Let's say position absolute, let's say right 0, and you can just pull this. Okay, what are we doing here? All right. So just take it on a minus of right, and from the top, just give it a 0. Now, can you see it's just moving all around because you don't have a position relative class given to its parent. Okay, so just give it a position of relative, and when you give like a top of 0, it will automatically come on the like in line with this parent of yours. Okay, so just copy this here and we paste it over here, and we give this also a position of relative. So to not make our CSS repetitive, we just make a comma and put our CSS up there. And now when you refresh, when you hover, you'll be able to see everything, right? So this is a sub menu that we were looking for. I know this does not look pretty or does not look something similar to what I showed you here. I mean, of course, it is similar to this in terms of working, but it is not similar to this in terms of design. But that doesn't actually matter. The main purpose of this video for me was to explain to you guys how the drop menu, sorry, how does the drop down menu actually work. So this was the main purpose of the video. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and you can use the code that I've used here. I'll just make a code pen and link the code pen in the description box below. You can have a look at the code there. And this is very simple. You just do it once and you will understand how things are working. So if you have any queries or any doubts, then please put them down in the comment box and I will make sure that I answer them all. Thank you so much, guys, for sticking till the end. And if you like the video, then and also if you learned like at least one thing from the video, then do not forget to press that like button and also subscribe to my channel. I'll be coming up with similar videos for you guys. So thank you so much for watching. Let's meet in the next video. Till then, bye.